Running a small business can be overwhelming, especially when it comes to figuring out what you actually need to invest in a new website. And so many people get this wrong. They try to go super cheap and it ends up being ineffective in the beginning, or they get screwed over by multiple marketing agencies that end up charging them an arm and a leg for something that really doesn't equate to the return on investment that they thought they were going to get, right? And so ultimately, a website is the overall foundation of what you need in order to have a successful business in most service-based industries here in 2024. So in today's video, I'm going to dive through what you can expect to pay from an overall cost standpoint up front for a brand new website, whether it's your first website or you're redesigning it. And this comes after building 300 to 400 websites over the last couple of years in a variety of different industries, as well as working with business owners who ultimately came to me and said, "Hey, Adam, this is what I've paid for a website before, or this is what somebody's looking to charge me right now. Can you help me understand what this is and what this isn't?" So when you take a look at investing in a new website, again, whether it's your first website or a redesign, you are literally going to get prices from $500 all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars. And so that in and of itself makes the process of trying to budget and truly understand what legit options are out there, it makes it kind of difficult, right? If there's that wide of a range, you don't necessarily know what you're getting for that price. So I'm going to start on the bottom end of that. If somebody's looking to charge you $500 for a website, you are likely working with a freelancer, and maybe you're going to Fiverr or Upwork, or there's somebody off of Craigslist if you still use that, or somebody's in high school or in college and they're looking to just build their portfolio, or they're overseas, right? So those are the different types of aspects that you usually get in about a $500 website. Now, depending upon who you're getting that $500 website from, there's a lot of things to consider and a lot of red flags that are potentially out there. Is one, you're likely going to get really, really poor website copy and content at $500. Just obviously, as you know, you're basically paying for hopefully a decent looking website on a platform like a WordPress, but you might also be getting something like Wix, Squarespace, or GoDaddy, which is essentially just an online brochure. And if it does look good, again, there's usually going to be a lot of issues with the copy because it just is not feasible for somebody to charge $500 and then make actual money off that if they're doing everything right. So you have that initial option, which again is something that's going to be fine to get started, but it's honestly not going to take you really anywhere you want to go with your business in most particular instances. Then you're going to see the options where it's going to be anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. So from $2,000 to $5,000, you might have a smaller marketing agency, you might have an upper level freelancer, or you might be getting some decent size agency, but maybe they have a templated website. One thing to also consider, which we haven't touched on, is you got to compare these options apples to apples. So what is a $5,000 website for one agency, that equivalent might be a $2,000 for another agency, right? So what I mean by that is specifically skill sets, the type of pages, the amount of pages, as well as overall design and development. You're going to see a little bit of a discrepancy. So for example, like I used to sell a lot of $5,000 websites. Those would typically be a 15-page website. So if I was selling a $5,000 15-page website, other companies might charge $2,000 for that. And I also had companies that were charging $10,000 and $15,000 for that. So typically you're just going to see those ranges between $2,000 and $5,000. I'm comparing apples to apples on a lot of these things. So at that $2,000 to $5,000 mark, you're seeing a little bit better of a design. You're probably seeing more people involved in the process and not just one person. And you're also usually seeing some better written content. But again, at the end of the day, I always recommend a bigger website from the start, unless you're going to invest a ton into search engine optimization right after, because you need gas in the car, right? The SEO foundation and all of those different things to truly make that car drive once it launches. So again, recapping $2,000 to $5,000, usually that's what you're going to see at a middle tier agency and or a smaller agency where it's probably going to be pretty good. It just maybe not have exactly what you're looking for from an on-site SEO perspective. So then you're going to see anywhere from 5 to 10 grand on up. These are usually bigger websites, or they're much nicer looking websites. But again, just because it's a nice website doesn't ultimately mean it's going to be exactly what you need in order to rank on the first page of Google and generate the amount of leads that you're looking for. So usually that's your higher end agency, more of a boutique agency, or it's a national company, right? And they're building you a much bigger website. After that, you'll see anywhere from 10 to 20 grand. That's when you're usually getting into some custom projects. You also might be getting into some custom coding. My recommendation for most small businesses here in 2024 is don't get a custom coded website. That used to be what everybody got, and it's used to be what developers and website designers really tried to sell, because it also ultimately tied you to the agency, right? Nobody could go in and edit the website because it was hard coded, and they used to look really good and they used to get really, really good results. But now you can obtain pretty much everything you're looking for in those old custom and hard coded websites with WordPress specifically. And so we went from literally $500 all the way up to $20,000 a month. You should not be paying anywhere near $20,000 on up if you are a local small business. Anything above 10, unless you're building a 50+ page website, is usually a red flag, or it's just not necessarily needed, right? It might not be that it's a complete red flag from they're not delivering a product that's worth that. It's just you likely don't need that. So bringing everything back, you are also going to see a whole slew of other pricing models which you need to be aware of. And those are anything from $300 to $500 a month. So if you are literally buying a website and you are on a payment plan, and I mean a payment plan that the company is trying to push and recommend you to buy, that's another red flag, because likely that means that either A, you don't own the website and you are essentially paying it off over time in a rental situation, or you are paying it off over time, but until it hits 12 or 24 months, you don't own it. And if it doesn't work out in the relationship, you don't like the website, you don't like the person you're working with or the agency, or they're also doing ongoing services like SEO or paid advertising, and that's just costing you a bunch of money, they're going to charge you likely an early termination exit. And we see this all the time, especially with large national marketing agencies. And it's such a problem because you as a small business owner, in theory, don't usually know that. So make sure you read the contracts when you're signing up to get a new website. Those are some of the biggest things you need to take into consideration. And I want to dive even a little bit deeper on how, if you want to start some of this stuff on your own, how you can actually go and do that. So in the link below, you are going to see a free and extended 30-day trial for a platform called Go High Level, also known as GHL. GHL is the all-in-one marketing and CRM platform that so many small business owners, including ourselves with multiple businesses that we own, are actually using. There's incredible templates from a GHL website standpoint, but you can also build out your WordPress websites and host them in Go High Level. You'll also see some extended and incredible bonuses from inside of our Builders of Authority personal branding community in the description too. So make sure to take advantage of that. Just wanted to highlight that because we've used it, our clients have used it, and it's saving them so much money without having to feel like they need to go pay for some shiny website that doesn't actually ultimately produce them the results that they're looking for. You can also build landing pages and funnels on there, automations, everything that you need in one singular place. But I want to finish off this video by suggesting the end all be all of what I think you actually need when it comes to a new website based on where you're at in business. So if you are just looking to get started, there is no issue at all with just having a simple landing page or a DIY website where you build it on your own on Squarespace, Wix, or GoDaddy. Now, I just want to set the right expectations that you should not be expecting a sports car or a sports car to actually have gas in it by doing it that way. When you think about an online brochure, when you think about a landing page, when you think about those things, you are going to continuously have to feed the beast every single month in order to get leads out. It's just not going to have enough gas in order to generate you the leads or rank the way in which most people think about when they invest in things like SEO and their website. So when it comes to that, you're going to have to hand out a lot more business cards. You're going to have to make more organic posts on social media. You're going to have to spend more in paid ads. And because it's on those platforms, your paid ads are usually going to be a little bit more expensive because there's not as much content or meat and potato on the actual website in order to get what you're looking for out of it. But once you really want to start investing a decent amount of money into marketing and advertising, it is time to level up that website. And I typically recommend starting in that anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 range, finding a really solid website, even if it's a template, right? A website builder, and even if it's a template or if it's a little bit custom and maybe you have to write some of the content on there, there's plenty of good companies that are out there that will build you a solid website for that. And you might have to spend more on search engine optimization in order to beef up the website from an 8 or a 15 page website into 25 or 50, but I'm ultimately telling you that's absolutely worth it. And then you can always go back, right? An additional time, 3 to 5 years down the road, once that middle tier website starts producing you the results that you're looking for, and you can invest in a much bigger website, a website that portrays your brand to a completely different level and is so simple yet unique to your company. So I hope that you learned something from this video to help you really prioritize and set a proper budget and expectation in place as you're going to rebuild your website in 2024, going into 2025. Make sure to go ahead and click that description below. Like I said, you'll get access to a free and extended 30-day trial on GHL. You can literally build your website in there, or you can have somebody build a WordPress website in there. And it's going to get you exactly what you're looking for, at least to get started, without the massive upfront cost. And as you're trying to decipher what exactly do I need to do in order to generate leads if I'm investing in a website and it's not necessarily going to provide me instant return on investment, well, we have a free Facebook group that you'll also see in the comments and description below called Builders of Authority. You can click that link or go over to Facebook and type that into the search bar. We have tons of daily content, weekly trainings, and much more. Make sure to go there. Make sure to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to our channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we launch a new video, helping you become the authority in your industry with personal branding and digital marketing. We love helping small business owners just like yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And remember, authority isn't built overnight, it's built over time.